I have friends whose spouses have Alzheimer's. They do the equivalent of locking them in the attic or something. They don't talk about the situation. They're good parents or whatever they are, relatives, but they don't want to deal with it. And you have to deal with it if you're living it every day. I mean, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Even my grandchildren, like, they interrupt me before I get to the interesting part of maybe how I'm feeling. They don't want to really know the details. They say, oh, you look great, or you'll feel better tomorrow. And there's no way they don't know what's going on.
One of the points she's making is that friends that we have, that she has, that know she has Alzheimer's or dementia of some kind, start out by telling her how great she looks, but avoid the subject. They never ask her another question about how is your treatment coming, or what are you doing for it, is it working,
That's
how do you
true.
feel? They all, including the family members,
Go on to the new haircut.
who are really
Yeah.
concerned, right.
Yeah. Well, the grandchildren, I can understand that. I mean, they're nervous around me.
Yeah.
Because they don't want.
Right, I know. So Peg has been very brave about the whole thing and was open about it with everybody. And not everybody has been open about it. So
Sorry.
we have to go into details sometimes in order to get them to understand that she's doing well and talk about how well things have gone in the protocol.
They worry about me
Yep.
all the time. I don't want them to.
Yeah.
I'm very happy and I'm very lucky. I have a wonderful family, and other than the dementia, I'm in great shape. I don't think about it myself. When I do think about it, like now, it gets me. I don't think about things that are going to happen to me, or I don't worry about the thing that I feel grateful at, this, all this family and everything, and the fact that I'm very grateful that it's not a painful disease. I'm very grateful that it's not pancreatic cancer and things like that. Those are horrible, horrible ways to die. And from what I see, if I keep going the way I'm going, I'm just going to, whatever, drift off.
It's true. It's one of the things she said early on when she came to understand all the potential downfalls of this was, well, at least it's not a painful thing. She was more worried about her loved ones than she was about herself, because she felt that it was a painless way for her life to change. And it was a very important point of how brave she is.
I never cry, as a matter of fact.
No, never do.
Oh, we are so committed to being here. Believe me, you're lucky we don't sleep on the floor.
No, I think we'd stay in the chairs.
Yeah. Because it is a very positive atmosphere, and I'm fine in a positive atmosphere.
Yep, and she creates positive atmospheres.
Craig was the only one that was interested in doing anything with us. These things, these protocols, after prednisone, that was our first contact with anything other than the local neurologist saying, you know, do this, and giving you pills. And so he was determined. He read everything he could about prednisone, everything, and started making phone calls all over the country. That's the way I remember it.
Yeah, and the research, I did as much as I could on research, and I got to conversation with Bredesen's people that wasn't fruitful. And I ended up finding Rezilir on APOE4's association website. And I'd already talked to Peg about the hope that was involved. And here was somebody was saying, or had a system that gave hope, that said that, look, with these 9 people, I've stopped it or slowed it down or reversed it, and all these positive things. And there wasn't nothing else that I could find as a layman that had any sense of hope. And then once we got in contact with Craig, we found hope, and it has been very fruitful for Peg. I mean, her MoCA scores have gone up, and I think that the disease has been stopped in many ways.
I feel good. I feel much better than I felt in a long time. I get moments when these things of whatever get infiltrated in me, but you know, you feel a little woozy and stuff like that. But I didn't realize how sick I was when I first met them. My body was raging with it. It worked. I got out of it, and I have to tell you, my bowels are the prize of the country. I said that to Craig. Now that you got me going here, we didn't realize it, but a lot of other things are getting healed and cured, and I just think we feel great. And then, just to show off, he got some tests taken, right?
Yeah.
He's on the protocol too, right?
Yes, from the beginning. So the question was asked, did it affect your day-to-day management? The application of this protocol dominates your entire life, including sleep. There are points where we've taken as many as 30 supplements and prescriptions and so forth. It includes a complete change of lifestyle, a complete change of diet. It's a huge, all-encompassing effort, and it takes a lot of discipline. And it takes a memory type situation, which if you think about it, if you're an Alzheimer's victim, even if it's an early dementia, it's very hard to remember that you're not supposed to eat that anymore because that's what I really like. So it results in a caregiver becomes a nag. That's one of the most difficult aspects of being a caregiver, particularly to someone you love so much, is to constantly nag them about, no, you can't do that, you can't do that. And there's a lot of things that caregivers have to learn in dealing with their patient and their friend and their love. And you can't say, I told you that. And I saw that in other people, and it's so instinctive in a close relationship to say something like that. So there's a lot of emotional and psychological things that have to work out. And we have a great relationship, and we've been able to get through those things. But there are a lot of bumps, and it's not easy. And everything that's gone on at Rezilir is completely unique in terms of relationships with doctors. They have a true concern, and you can feel it, and they react to situations, and they want to know what's going on and why something's wrong. The closeness of that has made this almost enjoyable. I mean, in terms of relationships, it is. In terms of...
Well, it's you, me, and the protocol.
We've never experienced any kind of relationship with a traditional medicine doctor. Historically, it's like this. Typically, you would get a treatment, a prescription, and the next time you saw the doctor, they'd say, well, how did that go? This is more of a constant interactive relationship with the doctor, because so many different things have to be modified. There's so many different things you're doing, and it's really important. And I don't think the traditional relationship with a physician would work so well as the type of approach that they've taken here. It really makes a difference. And I need that help tremendously as a caregiver. I mean, and Peg obviously benefits from that enormously. I mean, when she had sickness that wasn't related to brain health, we had a great physician on hand, and he wasn't just shoving antibiotics at her. He was integrating it into the entire care and concerned that it related well to what we're doing for brain health as well as the rest of the physiology. And then the testing, the testing that takes place periodically sees how the application of the protocol has worked, what things they have to modify to improve, what things they can drop, what things they should need to increase. And it's recorded the success. There's a great deal of success in Peg's year. I mean, you can look at the documents of what things were inflamed, what things were out of balance, out of range. What's a healthy range? And she was off that range, either too high or too low. And through the use of the protocol, the diet, exercise, and sleep particularly, she couldn't sleep before. Now these things were all dealt with. And it's a
I don't
truly...
feel in any way that I've gone backwards at all.